What do we got? We got ourselves team 2 with, we got ourselves WMX. Does this see work? As a Frost Mage? Yo, dude. Yo, dude. The Frost Mage, man. I kind of want to see Frost. I don't think we ever have any. Veronica in here. We got ourselves Dalaran, more on our Frost. Ariasa. Yo, I'm gonna mess up your name so hard, dude. I'm gonna call you Arissa, dude. Just rolls with the tongue easier. With Lord Paladin on the team as well. Versus team 1. Music, hello, what are you doing? Versus team 1, we got ourselves Gabe. We got ourselves Hell Outlaw as a BM. Hawk as another. I feel like that headpiece kind of covers your eyesight, but you know, you do you. But that's gonna be another Monk. Hawk. We got ourselves Athomon playing as a wait, Athomon, dude. Yo, Atho as a Hordy. I feel like Xander would fit you. And we got Wiz K, dude. I don't think it's a real Wiz K, but you know what? We'll see. Looks like Hell Outlaw going to be first up versus WMX. Wimix? WM? Wimix, dude. I'm going to call him Wimix. Polly onto the Hunter of the Bat. Just going to try to get some CC. Sending the pets. Adam does get to use Bestial Wrath while he is polyed, which is interesting. I guess it is off the GCD, so it does make sense. Going to be big damage out of Wimix, though. Getting big damage out of there. Trying to go for a bit of a Ray. That's going to be trinket. Not even sure what he's trinketed, but that's going to be done and done for Hell Outlaw, though. Beastmaster Hunter trying to get all the pets up and running. And WMX, man, I mean, he just kind of Icelands the dude down completely. Whiskey is going to be up next. I'm pretty sure this isn't real Whiskey, dude. Although the real Whiskey, that would be awesome to have him in the duels. Okay, if this guy goes for a 1v4, that's the real Whiskey. I'll give you that. If he goes for at least 1v4, then that has to be the real Whiskey. Otherwise, I don't think so. Wimix actually is going to resummon a Water Elemental. How's he going to play against this? Because I think mages actually kind of lose to Shadow Priest, don't they? Dots are up for Whiskey, though. It's going to get all this set up. It's going to be a little bit of a dispel on those dots for WMX. Or maybe Whiskey? What? How did he get feared, actually? How did he get horrored out? It's weird. But it's going to be silence out of WMX. That's going to be some images, do some freebie damage. Whiskey is going to go for a multi-dot spree. Big Nova coming out with a Frozen Orb, doing quite a bit of damn on top of it. And Wimix just getting big crits. Whiskey, though, not looking all that good. Looks like the Frosty Mage Shatter abilities are doing work. Frostbolts are available for WMX afterwards. It is continuing to pump the damage into Wiz. With more Frostbolts to follow, Void Eruption does come out for Wiz. Ray of Frost for Wimix, though. And that's quite a bit of Shatter damage to the Wiz. I think it might be done and done here. Stunner to Wim. With the Shadowlands to follow. Barely has anything real left to heal him. Does have Void Eruption, though. That's going to be DPs all onto WMX. That's going to be the pet actually getting resummoned. Big damage to Wiz. And does take him out with a trinket at the very end. Looks like Wiz going to be down for the count, dude. I don't think that's real Wiz, is it? Definitely not Wiz K, dude. It's a Panda. And it's a Shadow Priest. Of course it's a Whiskey. What do you mean? Who else plays Panda Shadow Priest? Polymer coming out for WMX, trying to get a Repoller. The Hawk does land it on a trinket. That's a bite. Did quite a bit of damage to the mage. That's going to be a big old glacial spikes, or big old glacial coming down onto WMX. Ice blocking that Karma does have a second ice block, so I guess that would work out for him. Doing huge damage to Hawk, though, as Hawk no longer has a defensive to deal with. He does not have Diffuse Magic. He does have Dampen Harm, though. So he could dampen the harm just by a little bit. But Hawk is going to be in an interesting position. That's actually going to be Pez getting traded. Zuen on Wimix, as Hawk just doesn't have the setup. That's going to be a big shatter onto Hog, dude. That was a massive, massive shatter. Mad shatter. Does have a little bit of that pet resummon going on for WMX. With Fist of Fury flying to follow. As he is going to blink away. Getting more slows into Hawk. More procs available too. There's going to be some Vivifies as a Ray of Frost comes down. And Hawk looking to get the hell out of it. Does get interrupted. Wall is available. Needs to go for as many self-heals as possible. Trying to get some Vivifies as the Water Elemental is coming in from one side. Blizzard on one end. Water Alien the other. I doubt the Water Alien is going to do that much damage, though. He does a little bit. Maybe a Nova does it. The Nova is going to be a port for Hawk. Still taking the Frostbolt damage. And Ice Senses to fall. It's actually a big setup for the Frost Mage. Either way, does get dampened harm in the last second. But that does let him see survivable and livable for just a little longer. WMX resummoning a full new Water Elemental. Trying to land a Blizzard on the other side of Hawk. Doesn't want to push in too aggressively, though. He's perfectly fine waiting out. Wait, did we lose somebody? Okay, we actually lost Shadow Priest and the Hunter, which they did get to place. I guess it's okay. Man, that was Frostmage, dude. Is Frostmage back? In cab by Hawk as he's looking to walk over. Does not get hit with a Nova for some reason. I guess DR maybe on those routes. Oh, there goes that Nova back up into a polymorph right after. Does he have a trinket? Wimix though was trying to see if he might be able to get a trinket out of him. Big Frozen Aurora. Big Comet Storm coming down. Interrupting Hawk. Huge Nova's coming back. Big Shadow combo. Wombo throwing the bike at Wimix. Oh, getting the Reaping Flame. Blinking around, Reaping Flame just to take him out of the game. Gabe. Which one of this Gabe? Gabe is going to be 1. Okay. And Atherman is going to be 3. Okay, this is... Atherman looks like 1, Gabe looks like 2, but apparently Gabe is 3. No, Gabe is 1, Ather is 3. Doesn't make any sense in your guys' mind, but trust me, it makes sense to me. We're just now hitting the 5 minutes, and it's only 2 people left on Team 1, and Wimmick's going to land a poly onto Gabe. Gonna try to see if you might be able to baboon him around in this duel. Oh, roll came out for Gabe, but didn't go anywhere with that ring or with that ray of frost. Just didn't actually let him move. They had to go for a dragon kick, which is unfortunate. It's gonna be a mirror images on the side, getting some slows onto Gabe, doing very little damage. But as at least it's gonna be a passive slow. And together with the blizzard, might be a bit of damn too. I don't know what he got set up over there. Maybe that's like an image or something. But it's going to be Wimix getting big slaps onto Gabe. Needs to land that karma. Does get a ring of peace onto Wimix. Blinking away. Could be a second iceberg if he wants to. Looks like he's not going to go for it. Gabe is kind of out in the open. Needs maybe to have a retreat. Does get interrupted. I think Wimix has him. I think it's going to be done and done. In cap short onto Wimix. Is still away from Gabe. Does get himself a heal last second. Can Gabe maybe close the gap? Does go for a defuse magic. Wimix does trinket out of the legs. Fist of Furies are flying, but the Nova is going to stop him. Gabe trying to see if he might be able to dip behind the pillar. That's still going to be more lances getting thrown, and a big port behind the pillar actually escaped the onslaught that the Frostmage had. The big blizzards, dude. The big lances. It looks like Frostmage is looking much scarier than it did before. And Wimmick's gonna get himself a full new elemental ready and available. This is actually incredible seeing a Frostmage like actually being competitive. All Blizzard had to do is turn the dials to make him do more damage. That's all they had to do. Because I mean, the damage wasn't terrible in BFA. It's just you couldn't really do enough with like a Nova, root him and then just burst him down. Just wasn't that good. That's gonna be Gabe actually going for that Tiger's Lust immediately. This is Wimmick's trying to get himself a bit of a setup on him. Gabe getting hit with all those shatters for the glacials. Getting flown from the sky. Blinking away, trying to get more frostbolts onto Gabe with the slows. That's going to be a Ring of Peace to kind of boop him back into the Monk. The Monk has a Karma in just 5 seconds. He needs to get himself maybe a little bit more time before the Karma can really do much. That's going to be a full polymorph for the Gabe. Trinkets into another poly. As Wimmick actually has quite a bit of his health lost. Might even go for some slows and Novas onto Gabe. He is going to continue to get in those Nova shatters and try to get Frostbolts in there. Because I think those Frostbolts are going to do him a lot. He's going to get a Nova interrupt onto Gabe on his heels. Gabe might have to go for a Karma right here. Does Wimix go for Ice Block? I don't think he can. You know what? He could. He actually would get a second one for Atherman if he wanted to. But he doesn't need to. I think the Frostbolts are going to be enough. Gabe, does he have any more defensive? Diffuse Magic available. Getting Zwen into Wimix. Can he actually get him locked down? Because I don't think Wimix has a trinket this time for a next leg sweep. If you could just get a leg sweep, you might have it. Ooh, so close, Gabe. Cheetah Lances, dude. Eating icicles. Barely surviving, but this panda is still trucking it, dude. This blue panda is still trucking it, man. It's not even his fur that's blue. It's just the fact that it's playing against a Frostmage that is blue, dude, at this point. Looks like Wimix is going to be taking a little bit of damage. Actually, quite a bit of damage from the Zuen. If only Gabe could somehow lock down the Mage in a stun or anything. With that Zuen, it would be perfect. Gabe getting hit with a polymorph. Does he have a trinket? If he has a trinket, he might be able to get out of the polys and roots. Neo Frost doing quite a bit of damn. Wimix just stopped with the ray and goes for lances instead. I guess I was expecting maybe for Gabe to go for a bit of damn. Nova actually immune. Leg sweep onto Wimix. Does have a trinket for it. Trying to get a frostbolt. Gabe does close the gap. Fist of Fury flying. Wimix does he have any more shimmers? It looks like finally the Monk is able to get some damage onto the Mage. Does have to go for 45 and brew as the damage is really ramping up. Gabe isn't really doing too good on health. Only 24% dampening, but it's still doing a number on him. That's going to be another Ice Nova onto Gabe with a big glacial combo spikes. Comet Storm, I think that's what it's called. It looks like big glacials falling, but it's Comet Storm, isn't it? But it's big shatters, man. Huge shatters. Happy for Frost, dude. It's insane. I mean, the slows they had always was kind of annoying to deal with. And I feel like when they had the big bursts, they could do a good portion of someone's damage, health and damage, but never be like a guarantee like, oh, I could definitely one-shot this guy. Like, oh, I could do some damage. Well, hopefully we'll have enough CC chains in order to kind of like create a little bit more, less sustainable situation for the enemy. Gabe does escape the frozen orb, so it actually might maybe give him a breakaway. Wimix does go for another Nova with more common storms. Gabe is going to go for diffuse magic, trying to maintain himself the best as he can. Does have a karma if needed. He better karma early, dude. He better karma early, because if the karma is low, Wimix just ice blocks it, breaks out of it, and Gabe is done. Does go for a Ring of Peace. That's gonna be a blink. Wimix does go for a Nova. I mean, Lexup doesn't get the Lexup. Big port, big mobility, and does get hit with the Reaper Flames at the last second. Athaman, the last one left on Team 1. We are at the 10-minute, 31% dampener, though. WMX, man, I mean, he's got the big Frost Shatters ready to go, dude. Absolutely incredible amount of Frost Shatter damage. Absolutely insane. Athaman going in for a bit of a bow. Athamon. I still can't get over it. It's so good. It's actually so good. Like if you were playing a Xander, it would be so perfect. Palmers do come out into Atha. It's going to be Wimix trying to get some damage in. Nova into Atha, doing quite a number. Hand of Freedom is available. It's not the spell stolen. It's not the Hand of Freedom that you can spell steal. Atha does walk out of the Comet Storm completely, but not unscathed. He's still taking quite a bit of damage. Rare Frost by WMX. Does Atha have anything for this? No, Hand of Freedom. He's actually just going to get slowed down to a halt with Novus to follow. Has no way of breaking out of this. Has a Shield of Vengeance, but it doesn't last long. Big Executor Sentence does go for a bubble. Does WMX go for big dam? Does Ice block it as a final verdict comes down, doing a good chunk of damage? Maybe Athamon should have went for final verdict right before the Execution Sentence landed. That might have been some big damage overall. Poly onto Atha, why he does have wings. And Wimix does resummon his pets quite often. I'm not really sure why he does it. Maybe he gives him a free Nova, but he does make sure to resummon pets if necessary. Athaman trying to see if he can maybe get some line of sight. The blizzards are still just going to be quite a bit on you, dude. The weather is still pretty bad. Hopefully brought a jacket or something. Try to see if he maybe be able to walk out of this blizzard, but he's just so slowed. Wimix has an advantage. As long as Atha is slowed, he can't really approach. He can't really back up. So for Athaman, it's going to be a little bit rough, dude. I think it's going to be a little bit rough just trying to get a set of blinks as the Shimmer comes out. As Atha decides, you know what, I'm going to commit some damage. And there goes Wimix, more with the Frostbolts, more with setups. It's going to be Hand of Freedom immediately to get out of the Frozen Orb. That's going to be Execute setups on Wimix, and looking to maybe get right behind the light side. Does not want to give himself the kick for Wimix. That's going to be the Mage taking a bit of damage from Execute setups, which does do quite a bit. But Athaman is kind of just stuck between a rock and a hard place. Can't really go anywhere. That's going to be also all those. Oh my god. Was it those? Was it these guys that killed you off? Was it the mirror images? I think it might have been mirror images at the end there. That is rough, dude. My god, it's a 1v5 by a Frost Mage. Making it look really easy. Maybe even too easy. You literally can't catch up the slows, dude, and the damage. My goodness. What up, Seavark? That was you, wasn't it, dude? 100%. There's no way that was not Seavark, dude. There's no way that was not Seavark. Oh my god, dude. Oh my god.